Because it's time to get this shit right. Hey, Brad. And I'm coming at you here from some like weird field. And I'm out here in Brantford, Connecticut, and thought I'd just do some hiking alone this morning and spend some time alone. Because this really just ties in to what I want to talk about today. And as I was walking, a rainstorm came through like a front. And as it started downpouring on my head, I could feel my state of mind start to transfer from like a good state of mind to one of like kind of getting pissed off. And one of the biggest things I really pride myself on as far as being the best version of myself or the best version of Brad is, just really like laying back and controlling my emotion. If we're going to spend any amount of time in negative emotions, well, that's just not a good thing. Usually what I like to do is do something to divert myself, something I like to do. So I hiked back over here to the Hummer, whipped out the camera, and I always like talking to you guys. I always like doing videos. And as I was walking, I had some ideas about this dynamic and this push-pull and this approach avoidance is the actual term for it in psychology. Too often people think that relationships are like a ball and chain, or they look at it as like a bad thing. It has like a stigma attached to it, where they feel like a losing battle, or they feel like they're losing the freedom, like it's something bad. And there's this approach avoidance where people really do want this feeling of connection, but at the same time they move toward then away. And usually this happens because they saw unhealthy relationships as a kid, or they saw like a lack of connection in the family, because kids are so intuitive. And if you add that to the 6-month Hollywood marriages we see and the divorces, relationships can really get a bad rap. But a relationship is really nothing more than a magnified friendship with benefits. Whenever a person ever seems to be acting illogical in a relationship, there's always a good reason. Maybe not a good one, but there's always a reason. They want that connection, but on the other hand, they feel like they're going to get hurt or they're going to lose their freedom. When I was just a kid, I was that little boy on the playground who would go tell the girl that she's pretty. I was that little boy who would write the love note with her name on it and pass it down the aisle while the teacher was talking. Not much has changed since then. But what a lot of people don't realize is there really is a lot of value, especially when it comes to your own personal development and growth and self-actualization when it comes to getting into a relationship, and kids know that. I just heard a famous YouTuber say that if you don't feel like you can be alone for the rest of your life, and still be happy, then you still have lots of work to do. So I have a question for you. If, let's say, from this day forward, you never have another partner again, you never have another lover or anything, could you be okay with that? If you're totally alone for the rest of your life, on your own, would that affect your self-esteem, or could you be totally happy? I believe too many people are reaching outside of themselves, looking for something to complete them. And when you end up getting into a partnership still coming from that frame, then deep down you'll feel like without that person, without them, it's just incomplete. You're incomplete. It's a position of lack rather than abundance. And one of the greatest things we really need to do in order to become the greatest versions of ourselves is come from that frame of abundance. What we focus on, we get. And it's your frame of mind that creates your reality. So a lot of times we see people who just jump from relationship to relationship, almost like they're running from themselves or they're running from something. And they never really get a chance to ever get to know themselves. And doing something like today, like just hiking alone, is a good chance to spend time with myself and feel at one with myself and just feel centered. It's self-love, really. And a life partner is not someone who can make you whole. And unless you really embody this idea, a relationship is always due to fail. So how do we increase this relationship with ourselves? Well, like I said, just spending time. Meditation is always good. I go to concerts alone, personally, and that's a spiritual experience for me. And it's really just about taking deep breaths and looking around and focusing on what you have and what's good about your life, that sense of abundance, rather than what you lack. And it's also about focusing hard on your passions and your purpose and your purpose for living. So it really wasn't until my teens, until I really started to become fully self-actualized and started working hard on becoming a good musician and a good writer and learning how to fly helicopters and just diving straight into my passions and making that the center point. Because a man or a woman who is truly on their purpose is very attractive. And from there, it's just about letting the natural laws of attraction do their thing. And one last bit of advice. Of all the people I know, there's probably only like 3 or 4 of my friends and family who have actually had successful long-term relationships. My brother's one, my friend Bruce and Brett, my sisters, both of them. So I can really only count it like on one hand here. And the one common element I find with these people is they don't gossip or vent to their friends or anyone else about their problems in their relationships. I mean, at all. They keep it between them and their partner. Like Tony Robbins says, a relationship is nothing more than a magnifying glass of the human experience. The benefits. And sharing your experience with another can really be a great thing. Have a great day.
Play along with the charade. It doesn't seem to be a reason to change. You know I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I wanna tell her that I love her, but the point is probably and she loving him with that body. I just know it. He's holding her in his arms late at night.